Yeah.
Let's see here. All right. What's up, guys? Once again, this is Ty Zen. We're broadcasting from an area, a shopping center called Pond City Market in downtown Atlanta. It's one of the major metropolitan areas in America, located in the southeastern part of the United States of America. Headquarters to Mercedes-Benz, their new headquarters here in North America, right? Yeah. So we got lots of Home Depot is headquartered here.
Depot.
Yeah. Coca-Cola,
that's right.
CNN, right? So just giving you guys a lot of big Fortune 500 companies here in the great city of Atlanta. And we got lots of great people around us, as you guys can see in the background. Thought that we'd give you guys a glimpse of the neighborhood that we're in, right? You want to put your mic over here on this side?
All right.
Let me see, yeah. All right. Right there.
All right. Cool.
Okay. So in this video, guys, we're going to do a part 2 of what is a Bitcoin maximalist.
We love it. That's my favorite crowd of our community.
Yeah, because even though we are Bitcoin maximalists ourselves, you know, we're going to bump heads into a lot of other Bitcoin maximalists, you know. There are a few diehards out there, okay? So a Bitcoin maximalist, just in case you're new to the world of cryptocurrency, is a term that was
invented by Vitalik.
Yeah,
right?
It was invented by Vitalik Buterin, the co-founder of Ethereum, right? The second most valuable cryptocurrency on the market as of the spring of 2017. And he coined the term Bitcoin maximalist for the people that are die-hard believers or die-hard fans of Bitcoin, and they don't see any other cryptocurrency surviving.
And they also, many of those crowds were saying Ethereum was a scam, right?
Yeah, and it's very common that these Bitcoin maximalists, and believe it or not, the Bitcoin maximalists most of them are very knowledgeable about Bitcoin.
Sure.
Yeah, they're very knowledgeable technically about Bitcoin. That's one thing I will say about most of them. Okay, matter of fact, I don't know of any that is not technically knowledgeable about the Bitcoin technology. Okay. They are much more knowledgeable than the altcoin traders about the technology, about cryptocurrency technology.
Sure.
Okay, that are understood by the alternative coin or the altcoin traders.
Yeah.
Okay, so the poster boy or the example of a Bitcoin maximalist is one of our fellow broadcasters. His name is Tone Vase. And he runs a YouTube channel called Tone Vase, and I forgot what his YouTube handle is, but it's something at Tone Vase, right? If you just Google Tone Vase Bitcoin, his face and his image and his everything that belongs to him will pop up. And he's also one of the hosts on the World Crypto Network YouTube channel.
Sure.
Okay, so he's like the undisputed heavyweight Bitcoin maximalist of all time.
Are you entitled to him too? Undisputed heavyweight.
Oh, he's undisputed, man. There's nobody that, you know, we got other guys out there, but he's the undisputed heavyweight, right? Bitcoin maximalist, right? But there's one thing that's different about him versus all the other Bitcoin maximalists that I've seen, is that he makes a technical argument and not just opinions.
Sure.
Okay? But this episode is not about Tone Vase. We just mentioned him because he's the undisputed heavyweight Bitcoin maximalist in the cryptocurrency community. Okay, if you guys know any other heavyweights that want to challenge him, let us know so that we can review that other heavyweight. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
But anyways, we want to talk about, obviously this is a cryptocurrency investing channel, and the reason why we're talking about Bitcoin maximalists, okay, and their ideology and their beliefs about Bitcoins, is that they believe that Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency and is the only original, it is the original, and that they're the only one that is gonna make it, and that is the true cryptocurrency, and any other alternative cryptocurrency, commonly known as altcoins, are garbage. They're garbage, they're scams, they're no good, and they're not for real, and you should not waste time with it, and you should not use it.
Zero, yeah.
And they're all going to zero, and they're all scams. And we're making this video for anyone that is new to cryptocurrency. If you are a Bitcoin maximalist and you are a die-hard Bitcoin maximalist, and especially if you're a maximalist from 2012 or 13, earlier than 2016, more than likely this video is not going to change your opinion about Bitcoins and how much you dislike altcoins.
Yeah.
This video is targeted towards the people who are new to Bitcoin for the first time, starting in like 2015, 2016, moving on forward. And you're wondering if you should invest in cryptocurrencies, and you want to invest into it, but you're trying to figure out if you should just focus only on Bitcoin or you should focus on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, because there's so many people, there's so many die-hard Bitcoin maximalists that swear up and down that all the alternative or altcoins are scams and Ponzi schemes.
And they also believe that if one of these projects come up with an innovation or come up with a feature that's anything valuable, that Bitcoin will incorporate it and then destroy them.
Yeah, and adopt it into the Bitcoin network, because it's just software.
Yeah, it's just software.
Just take that feature and code it into the
I
Bitcoin.
think they view Bitcoin as like the Borg in Star Trek. I don't know if are you familiar with the Borg in Star Trek? Well, you will be assimilated.
Yeah.
You know, if you're worth anything, the Borg will assimilate you, and you'll Bitcoin is like the Borg. I guess. I guess that's what they. I think that's fair to describe what they.
Yeah, be careful, man, because you might have these die-hard Bitcoin maximalists. If you catch them in Atlanta, Georgia, they're all licensed to carry guns and stuff, you know, so they might shoot you if you compare them to the Borg. Okay.
The Borg, yeah.
So be careful about that.
All right. Sure. Yeah.
We're in a new territory here. Okay, we're not in Texas anymore. Okay.
Sure, yeah.
So enough about me explaining what the Bitcoin maximalists are. You go ahead and explain what the misconception that these Bitcoin maximalists have, and how they prevent you from making money in cryptocurrency investing. Because this is a cryptocurrency channel.
It's an investing channel.
It's an investing channel.
Yeah.
It's not a tech channel, right?
Well, I think investing, just because an idea ultimately fails, doesn't mean you can't make money from it in the meantime.
Yeah, I think we need to define a scam too, and a Ponzi scheme, because a lot of these alternative currencies are being accused of being a scam or a currency, and whenever we get accused all the time of, every time we talk about a new cryptocurrency, we get there's somebody that pops up out of the woodworks that accuses of being.
Let's try to define what a scam is.
A scam is, well, I grew up in the hood and I grew up in the projects. To us, we have a lot of scams running in the ghetto and the projects, okay? So I'll tell you what a scam is, because I've been scammed many times, okay?
All right.
A scam is when you tell me that I'm gonna give you money and I expect you to do something with that money, and you don't do it and you run off with it.
That's a scam.
That's a scam.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, let's just say that I have some headphones here, some Bluetooth headphones, some wireless Bluetooth headphones, and you say, hey Ty, I need $100,000 from you because I'm gonna go build this magnificent headphone that has battery life for a week, right? I don't know why none of these companies have been able to figure it out yet, and it's not gonna be long like this, it's gonna be tiny, no one's gonna see it, it's clear, and it's got all these, and the Bluetooth, you can walk 100 meters away from your phone and the Bluetooth still works.
All right, cool.
And it's got clear reception, and it's gonna kill the wind noise. No one's ever gonna figure out that you're on a Bluetooth headset.
Yeah.
And I give you the $100,000, and other investors give you money, right? You say, hey, I wanna raise $100,000. I give you money, all these investors give you money, and instead of building these Bluetooth headsets,
you take off and run.
You take off with the money, and we never hear back from you.
All right, that's clearly a scam.
That is a scam. That is what a scam is, because you promised us that you were going to design some new Bluetooth headphones, right? And you took off with the money and you never designed it. And each of us were supposed to get, for every dollar that we give you, we were supposed to get a brand new Bluetooth set of headphones that you promised you were going to design, right? But you took off with the money. We never heard from you. We never saw you again. And then, and that's the absolute worst case scenario to where a scam that is like obvious. Like I never hear back from you.
So there's two extremes, right? There's two extremes here. One is that's obviously a scam. And the other
extreme is that you
did everything I said, right? If I did everything I said.
No. The other end of the extreme is that you act like, you pretend like you did everything you could. So you're over here trying to design this Bluetooth, you're pouring some plastic molds, you're putting circuit boards together.
Yeah.
But the reality is you don't know jack shit about making Bluetooth headphones.
That's right.
And you're just faking the funk.
Yeah.
And you're acting like you're making videos telling people, oh, I'm making these headphones, I got the circuit boards designed, and inside it's just a chunk of plastic. There's no circuit boards, there's no Bluetooth antennas, no
so
receivers.
That's the second level of a scam.
And that's like at the other end of the extreme, because it's very hard to determine if you're scamming us or not, because you are telling us, hey man, I'm doing my best, man. You know,
okay, so
quit pressuring me.
The question is that a scam or are you just incompetent?
No.
Right?
You on purpose are trying to scam us, but you're trying to cover it up by acting like you're doing something.
Sure.
But you're not.
All right.
You're just trying to cover up the scam. But you're still trying to scam us.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So that is at the other end. One end of the extreme is that you just run off and we never hear from you. At the other end of the extreme is you're trying to cover it up, and it's very hard to detect. And the only way I would know as an investor is if I'm technologically savvy enough, I have enough technological knowledge.
You're full of shit.
To examine what you're doing, go into your factory and determine that you're scamming the investors because there's no circuit boards in here, there's no Bluetooth antenna or receiver in here, and that it's just a chunk of plastic that looks like a headphone. But there's nothing inside, there's no magnets, there's no electricity running, there's no batteries, nothing. Okay, then I can call you out for being a scammer. Right? Especially if you say that you put all these special antennas in there, you put all these circuit boards in there, you put all these chips in there,
in other words,
and I open it up and there's nothing in there.
There was an intent to mislead people.
Exactly, your intent. Now, a lot of times, if you did everything you could and you designed the Bluetooth antennas, the circuit boards, and the chips, and the processors, and everything, you put it in here, and it doesn't turn out to be as good as you thought it would. That is not a scam. If you did everything you could, you tested, you try to make it.
In other words, did you make a good faith effort?
Yeah, you made a good faith effort to do the best that you can, right? And maybe you reach half of your goals, but the other half was not reached. That is not a scam. That's just that you did your best, and that's the risk that I took investing in you to make these headphones. Is that you did your best, and as long as you show good faith that you did your best to perform what you promised, then myself and other investors cannot accuse you of being a scammer. Because one, you never ran off with our money. Number two, you updated us on what your progress is. Number three, you've shown us the testing that you've done. And fourth, you were upfront that, hey man, I did all I could. I was not able to achieve these technological advances that I thought I could achieve.
And that's the risk you take.
And that's the risk I take. Okay,
that's right.
That's the risk. That is not a scam. Just because, or you were incompetent. That's assuming that you're competent. Let's assume that you're an incompetent engineer. And you ask for all this money, and you're too dumb to realize that you're incompetent.
You just couldn't figure it out.
You could, and you're not.
I couldn't figure it out.
And it just so happens that, and that's not a scam either, because I invested in you, and you were just incompetent, I was not aware of how incompetent you were.
That's right. So it all boils down to intent.
The intent.
Well, the intent. I think what Ty is trying to say is the intent is what makes it a scam or not. Are you actually trying? Was the people taking the money? Was it their intention to go run off with it? Did they take the money in bad faith? Right. That is that is really what we would describe as a scam. Right.
Okay, so let's do a few examples of what is a cryptocurrency scam and what's not a scam. Right. So the most obvious and the heavyweight, undisputed cryptocurrency scam on the market is OneCoin.
And it's still there.
Now they changed it to One Life. That is the undisputed heavyweight #1 gold medalist scam coin on the market. There is no others that can outperform it. You can take all the cryptocurrency, all the altcoin scams, and put them together, and it still does not beat the OneCoin scam, which has now been rebranded as One Life. Okay? That is still a scam no matter what they rebranded as, because that is a straight Ponzi scheme. It's a multi-level marketing scheme, right? A multi-level marketing business is not a scam. I want to make that clear to the audience, okay? Most of them that I have been involved in, I have never seen work. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It's just the ones that I have been involved in, I have never seen any of them work. and nobody I know of, personally know of, that has been involved in a multi-level marketing business has made money. That does not mean it doesn't work. It just means that I have not seen it. And I know a lot of people, and I think that you know a lot of people, and none of us have seen it, okay? So just because we haven't seen it does not mean that it's a scam, or that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It just means that we haven't seen it, okay? And we know a lot of people, we travel to a lot of cities, we work in different arenas, and we just haven't seen it. Now, OneCoin is a scam simply because it's a multi-level marketing that is promising people that they are a cryptocurrency, and they're not.
They're not.
Because they're not a public open source blockchain that you can go mine. Their coin is not traded on any public exchange. I don't know how you even buy it. I know how you buy it.
Yeah.
You gotta buy into their packages, into their bullshit packages, right? That is a complete scam because you gotta buy something to participate in the network, whereas Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies, you ain't gotta, you just gotta convert what you have into their token and use it in their network, right? You don't have to buy anything.
Or you can mine it.
Yeah, or you can mine it.
Yeah.
Or you can do services like we do.
Yes.
And we just accept it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can accept cryptocurrencies as payment,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
So that is clearly a scam, okay? Now, there are incompetent. Let's do an example of it. Now OneCoin is an outright scam. There's not one person that is reputable in the cryptocurrency community that will argue against that. You got the Bitcoin Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Adam Meister, the Disrupt Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Mr. Straight Bitcoin Talk, no bullshit graphics, no fancy movie set, right? He does not believe that, even he knows that OneCoin is a scam. Omar Crypto, who broadcasts from Miami, and now he moved to Hollywood, to Los Angeles, and he's broadcasting out of Los Angeles, California. He agrees that OneCoin is a scam. Tone Vays agrees that OneCoin scam. All the cryptocurrency investors that know what they're doing all agree that OneCoin is a bullshit scam, and you should leave it alone, okay? Now that we know a prime example of what's a cryptocurrency scam, let's talk about incompetent projects. For example, like Lisk. we lost money on Lisk.
We lost money on Lisk, and
right? And that was a huge risk.
It's a risk. It's a risk, but
and let's give examples of incompetency.
Yeah.
He's young.
Young. I mean, it hasn't been making a lot of progress. Moving really slow. I got rid of mine. And I don't even. I'm not saying Lisk is a scam.
No, it's not a scam. I don't believe that Lisk is a scam. I just believe it's an incompetent
I just think
team of developers working on it.
I just think that their progress I'm not happy with. That it's not worth our mental energy to follow it at this time. But that could change.
Yeah, that could change in the future.
That's just because.
And if it changes, we'll get back into it.
We'll start covering it.
You have to be flexible and nimble.
We have to be flexible and nimble, but I just feel that there's projects more worthy of our time at this moment.
Let's talk about some of the incompetency. For example, they raised money. They raised like $8 million that grew to like 14,
double,
15,
right?
Double because the price of Bitcoin went up, right? Bitcoin doubled, so all the Bitcoins that they held doubled. Now, let's list some of the incompetencies they have. Like, they raised all this money,
and then they couldn't get access to it.
And they couldn't access it for several weeks, several months.
Yes.
It was stuck at Coinbase, and they couldn't access it due to legal reasons, right?
Yes.
Then they had to set up and then they brought on Charles Hoskinson, who was a co-founder of Ethereum, not the CEO of Ethereum. Don't get that wrong, okay? Or else he's going to kick our ass, okay?
That's right.
But the co-founder of Ethereum, the former co-founder of Ethereum, and he's one of the most knowledgeable guys out there about cryptocurrency, and one of the sharpest minds out there. And he has a company with over 50 employees that build cryptocurrencies as their business, right? And he's advising them what to do to make Lisk successful.
And eventually he left.
And Max Kordek, the CEO of Lisk, he didn't do anything about it. Didn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
So That's incompetency.
Yeah, eventually they broke up. I think that was there was a blog post published about that.
Yeah.
And you know, we just don't see the progress that we'd expect them. We'd expect the project with, you know, over $10 million.
Yeah, like go out there, hire some goddamn developers, and put the project to work.
Yeah.
You know, quit screwing around with people's money.
Anyway, that's
incompetency.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let's take an example of another project that we talked about. Let's say Waves. With Sasha.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, when we first interviewed Sasha and we talked about it, there was people saying that it's a scam, it's Ponzi, it's not going to work, and all this other bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And out of all the cryptocurrencies that we invested in 2016, he's the one that, in my opinion, that's the most productive.
Yeah, he's been pushing out a lot of stuff.
He's pushing out updates. He's in updating everyone every week what they're up to.
Gateways, there's a few gateways set up.
Yeah, now I just saw that they had the credit card gateway.
Which
now
we need to take a look at.
Yeah, we haven't had time to take a look at it yet because we're so busy researching the privacy coins. Right, we're still in the process of doing that. So that, to me, just because it takes longer, right? And we told everyone, and even Sasha told everyone, that's not an overnight success. There's a lot of features and a lot of things that he wants to do on the Waves platform, and he needs time to build it.
All right.
Right? But he got the headquarters, he rented an office, he got developers, and he was moving.
Yeah,
he even put the black chick up so that she can broadcast, news about what they're doing, and then later on, she got replaced by the other girl,
Yeah.
So they're moving along.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's not a scam, he's taking time to build out the project, and people are rushing to get a profit, and they want to see the Waves tokens increase in value, so they're accusing his project of a scam, but I don't see how that's a scam just because he's
taking longer.
Well, it's a software project.
It's a software project, yeah.
Like you're in software engineering, how long does it take to build a software? Like if I want to make an app for an Android or an iPhone, how long does that take?
Typically, these software projects have a two-year life cycle. Like whether they succeeded or not after about 2 years.
Yeah.
At least 2 years, you should start to see something that works.
Yeah. And just because a project releases a token available for trading does not mean that the project is available for use.
Yes.
Right? They release the tokens for...
There's many tokens like...
for example, like Waves.
They
release it like a few weeks after they raised the money. There's no way they could have built the software, taken the $16 million and go build a software overnight in 1 month and then release, and now it's working. Same thing with Melonport.
Yeah, Melonport, yeah.
They released their tokens right after the ICO.
And
there's no way. Economy, same thing, Golem.
Because at least they want the investors to have liquidity. That's why they do that. Like if we remember Ethereum, they did their ICO, you couldn't trade it for a whole year.
Yeah.
And even after when they did release it, the interface was so clunky that we were scared to even move it.
And you're a senior software engineer.
Yeah, and I was even just like, because I don't want to mess with this yet because my Ether wallet wasn't around yet.
Yeah.
And it was,
thank God for my Ether wallet, man.
yeah.
The other day they made an infographic about all the projects that was involved with Ethereum.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was upset because they left out my Ether wallet because that was the project that made everybody available to transfer their Ether tokens because it wasn't Vitalik and his team that was able to help the public transfer their Ether tokens.
That's right.
It was myetherwallet.com.
That's right.
Right? Yeah. And make sure if you guys do use My Ether Wallet, make sure you go to myetherwallet.com.
And one thing I'd like to point out is that even if a project ultimately fails or some other project supersedes it, it's still an opportunity for us investors to make money.
Yeah, it's just not a lot of money.
Maybe not a lot of money, but I'll use the example of like MySpace
and Facebook and Friendster.
Right, and Friendster, right?
Some of the audience might not even know it because we have a huge audience that's between 14 and like 34.
That's right.
There might be a young audience. I don't even know what's Friendster.
Yeah, MySpace. Let's take an example of MySpace. MySpace made its early investors a lot of money.
Yeah.
Even as Facebook ultimately was the winner in the social media space.
Yeah.
Right. So, a lot of these projects, it's our job as investors to manage our risk, to take profits, to rebalance our portfolio.
Yeah.
And that's really where we make our money from. We don't. Sure. We all want to buy Ethereum and make 100 times our money, and that's great, and that's where we actually do make most of our money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we also have to. Most projects are not like that.
Yeah.
Most projects they have some success somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
And a lot of them will ultimately fail.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of them will grow to a point wherever they get to, and then ultimately they fail.
Run out of money,
They
run out of
money,
talent, or it doesn't work.
It doesn't work, it doesn't grow.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean as traders and investors we can't make money if they accomplish some of their goals.
Yeah. Now let's talk about, like, in America, the Small Business Administration.
Yeah.
They help to promote and grow small business in America.
Yeah.
I remember checking with them their statistics one time, and it was either the Small Business Administration or the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, or the famous business book by Michael Gerber.
Yeah.
Right. They say that 90% of small businesses fail within the first year.
Yes.
So if you have 100 companies that get started, 100 businesses that start, after the first year, 90% of them will fail.
You know what we should look at? Even Fortune 500 companies fail.
Yeah. Oh, and the name of that book by Michael Gerber was called The E-Myth, the entrepreneurial myth.
Yeah.
It's called The E-Myth. And in there they talk about 90% of businesses fail within the first year. So if you have 100 businesses that start, 90 of them will fail. So there's only 10 left. And then in 5 years, the 90% of the remaining will fail.
That's right.
So after 5 years, only 1 out of 100 businesses will succeed and make a profit and continue to survive.
That's right. And even, folks, even things like Dow Jones Company, Fortune 500, like Kodak, which was the largest chemical company, lasted 100 years and eventually failed.
Yeah.
Right.
And look at Lehman Brothers.
Lehman Brothers.
Look at Bear Stearns.
Bear Stearns.
These are companies that have been around, mega companies, giant companies.
It looks like Sears is about to go bankrupt, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't. But it doesn't mean that people didn't make money. Investors didn't make money investing in Kodak.
And it doesn't mean that they're a scam either, just because the business fails.
Eventually fails, right?
Yeah.
It's not helpful if you just think of everything as a scam. That doesn't make you money.
Yeah.
It really is about risk control. It's about making sure that the risk that you're taking is priced in, like you're being compensated for taking on that risk.
And this is the reason why in cryptocurrencies at this moment, as we're speaking, that's the reason why there's opportunities to make 1,000% profit, which is also known as 10x, because it's 10 times your money, or 2,000%, or like we have a friend that that made what 150x.
Well, if you held from the ICO, you're, I mean, 30 cents, we're at $50 right now. Do the math, that's over 100 times, 150, right? That's 150 times if you just bought the ICO and forgot about it.
If you buy, and we're talking about the Ethereum ICO, which came out at 30 cents, and now it's worth $50.
Yeah, and it's actually, it's the $50 in Ethereum and the $2 in Ether Classic. If you didn't buy the DAO, you have both an Ether and an Ether Classic, right? So the combined value is about over $52 right now.
So the reason why there's opportunities to make 10 times your money, a 10x, a 50x, a 100x like that, is because when you give your money, you're giving your money to some random stranger that has not been regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. So that's the risk you take. They can just run off with your money.
With a project that in 2014 had never been done before.
Yeah.
No one had ever attempted to build a global
virtual computer
that could run these smart contracts. I mean, it had never been done before. And so there was a high degree of technical risk. We talked about this a lot in 2014.
Yeah, and the reason why we were willing to invest into it is because we were one of the first guys, cryptocurrency investing channels to interview Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum.
And we saw the vision, right? We saw the vision like, hey, you know what?
We didn't know if he can do it technically, but we trusted him.
Yes, we trusted him, and we also trusted the vision. We could see the vision because we understood Bitcoin, and we said, okay, we don't know if this kid could actually come through or not, but if he does, we're going to make a ton of money.
Yeah, we're going to make a bucket load of money.
We're going to make a bucket load of regardless of whether or not Ethereum succeeds in the end. Yeah. Right? Because it's entirely possible that Ethereum eventually fails.
Now, the audience is probably wondering if we did make a bucket load of money from it or not.
Well, let's just say we invested in the ICO.
So that means we did make a bucket load of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we want to share this video with you guys, right? Anything else you want to add about the Bitcoin Maximalist? The reason why we're bringing this up, guys, is that sometimes if you're following this because you want to learn how to invest in cryptocurrencies and make money through cryptocurrency investing, you have to be aware of the risks that you're taking, and you have to, you know, like drown out the noise from the Bitcoin maximalists, right?
Yeah, because they can be.
Because
it's not productive to think everything's a scam, everything's going to zero.
There's no way that everything can be a scam and everything is a Ponzi scheme.
Everything's a Ponzi scheme. Everything's a.
And every cryptocurrency is going to fail. That's not true.
Yeah, that is not true.
Yeah.
So
you got cryptocurrencies like Factom right now, and they're using their tokens called factoids.
And they have paying customers.
And they're paying customers. The government's hiring them to do work for them.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be sitting there talking about, you know, they're a scam when the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Well, that's what some of them say. They say, well, they got scammed too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
If you scam the United States Homeland Security, you risk going to prison. Okay.
Yeah.
And everybody knows where the Factom headquarters is at. It's down the street from where he lives in the city of Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to scam them, you may not want to be scamming the law enforcement.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure,
so. For example, you know, people call it a scam, but it's a technology used to record mortgages into the blockchain. So how's that a scam? If you go there and test their software, it works.
Yeah. So it's not something that Bitcoin doesn't do, right?
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
So
anyway.
All right. Anything else for the viewers about?
No, I think that's a wrap for this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching this video, guys, about, you know, the Bitcoin maximalists, and, you know, be careful about letting them prevent you from making life-changing money in cryptocurrency investing. If you guys like this channel and you guys like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you guys don't like it, right, give us a thumbs down so that we don't waste time making these videos. It's been a pleasure to broadcast from Pond City Market, from the city of Atlanta in the state of Georgia. With me, the Honorable Grandmaster, legendary, world-renowned LeonFu.com, the great oracle of cryptocurrency.
All right.
And we'll see you guys in a future video, guys.
All right.